Guys, before this video starts, I'm all about supporting the SN95 community. I have an idea that even though I only have 700 something subs, I was thinking about doing like a showcase of other YouTube channels. I take pride in the fact that people find other channels through me. I think that's pretty cool, and a lot of people didn't know about these other SN95 channels until they found me, and I'm always talking about them. So I would like to probably do a showcase. But while we're talking about support of the SN95 community, anytime you mention anything related to tuning or anything like that on SN95, the name Cody Queensberry comes up. Now, Cody is a stand-up guy. He goes out of his way to help people, and a lot of the stuff, like, he should be charging for. And he helps. He gives little tips here and there that, could be potentially money out of his pocket. He is a one-man show, but he owns Straight Line Solutions. I'll leave a link in the description. He has a shop. He's anything you want Mustang related, he can get you as far as parts, tunes, stuff like that. He is a great tuner, has a great reputation in tuning in the Mustang community. So, guys, be sure to check out the link below. And if you need anything tuning related or parts, anything like that, hit up Cody Queensberry at Straight Line Solutions. Thank you. Welcome back to the channel. Great thing about winters in Florida is it's about 80 something, I think it was 84 degrees. So Fat Boy is hot in the middle of winter here. Well, not middle, but if any of y'all follow my Instagram, y'all know that I got hooked up with a pair of Coney front struts, the orange that matches my rears that I have on my car. So I've already got one side installed. Like I said, I don't really do a lot of how-to stuff, but I will say that the nut side is a 24, the head side is a 21, and the top nut up there is a 21. Make sure you have a jack underneath your arm, support it, just get a little tension off of it, and then undo it and take it off. I did have to bring my dust covers over. The ones that was on it did not work for my car because it's for a new edge. I don't know what the difference is in this top here, but it for some reason wouldn't work on my car. It wouldn't go up in there enough. So I watched one of the videos on another page or YouTube, and he just switched this out is what they did. I think it was American Muscle, could have been LMR, I don't know. Anyway, it's in. So I'm going to do the other side and then do a driving impression. But these shocks that came out are the factory 23-year-old shocks. And I'm actually surprised they still got some juice in them. I'm surprised. There's that. But they're in. They're great shocks so far on the rear. So we're going to see how it does on the front. But just want to show you all the progress. I have another side to get to, of course, but I'm going to lower the car down and then tighten that top one and then go from there. Something I want to go over, this bracket right here that holds your ABS out of the way. The bolt goes through, the nut goes on, and then it's got enough sticking out to where that bracket goes on, and then this thin nut goes on that to hold the bracket on, like sandwiched, okay? The Coney shocks, as if you can see, it's 3 plates of steel. This one only has 2. That's so much thicker right there that you can't do that method. So what I do is I put through the bolts, then I put on the bracket, and then I put on the mounting hardware. So this is what I'm talking about. Normally right here you would put a nut on, Well, that nut is now going to take up all that room. You can see there's only going to be that little bit. So once you put that bracket on and then put the other nut on the back side of that, there's not enough threads. So now I just put it on like that, get it centered top and bottom, and then tighten these down, and that holds it. Alright guys, something I just did is replace this pigtail here and the one on my alternator here. If you look at my stock one, it is 23 years old. It's already had a connection here that was repaired, but it's burnt through. It's got, let's see, that's the big one right there. If you see that crack, see that green dust, that is corrosion. That is a big no-no. Corrosion can cause all kind of damage. It can travel through the wire. It can get further and further down the wire. It can stop from charging. I'm sure you've heard instances where battery terminals were corroded and the vehicle wouldn't start or wouldn't charge right. There's another crack up here that started. So this was pretty much crap, and then this was the spade connector that was put on it because the other one broke. So this is a new piece, and I forgot to record everything, but basically I just put it on and did my best at soldering it together and putting it together, and now it's a new plug there and there. Well, I say new, it's out of the junkyard. Somebody had already cut up the harness and I knew I needed that, so I went ahead and clipped it off. I'm very picky about cutting harnesses even at a junkyard, because you never know when somebody's going to need that. There's been plenty of times I've need wiring and somebody's just clipped something off of it half-assed. This one was already half-assed clipped, so I decided to go ahead and get what I needed off of there, because the harness was pretty much run at that point anyway. So got to get that back together. Got the struts on, and I will take it on a test drive and see how everything does. Alright guys, this road is super bumpy. I don't know. I know some of y'all that are subscribed to me know John Anderson pretty well. This is a very rough road. I could understand why it is rough. There's only like several mansions and a couple hundred millionaires that live down this road. So, you know, they don't have the money to get it fixed or anything. Volusia would never put that effort in for that. But regardless, I didn't expect a whole lot from these shocks, and now that I got them on, I realized just how bad my front ones was. There is a huge difference. It is a lot smoother. Every bump and stuff is a lot more muffled than it was before, where the car would bottom out on bumps and stuff. And the passenger side one took very little effort to push down with my factory strut. So I keep calling them shocks. They are indeed struts. It's a McPherson strut, but that's just semantics, you know. It doesn't really matter. A shock is a shock, strut is a strut. They kind of do the same thing. But I am very pleased with the way these ride. I've gone over some big holes, and they're doing great. By the way, I want that Corvette right there. Ooh, I love a classic car right now, man. I love my Mustang, but I want a classic car so bad. They're just so much simpler. But yeah, I don't know what else I could say. The car is charging perfect. It's actually charging better than it usually did. So when I say better, it's, you know, usually like 13.6 to 13.8, and it's like 14 now. But, you know, too many variables with that to count, but it does make me feel better, peace of mind, knowing that is the bad part is off the car. So, I got dirt on my lip or something. Didn't even know it. Yeah. Oh well. It's just a test drive. We'll fix the turnaround, head home, and then we'll address the real issue in a minute. All right, guys. Now let's address the big topic at hand here. So I had my little dyno pulled, barely broke 200 horsepower. I know it's weak. Balockae did a dyno pull. He made good solid numbers. I think it was like 256 or something like that, 320 foot-pounds of torque. Anyway, it equates to about 50 more horsepower than me and 70 more foot-pounds of torque than me. So, of course, after he sees my numbers, he calls me out. That's great and all. You know, like he smells blood in the water. He knows my car's definitely down on power compared to his. So he called me out, and I accepted. I don't think I'm going to win. My car is down on weight, but I don't think that's enough to overcome 50 horsepower and 70 foot-pounds of torque. But I accepted, and then all of a sudden he couldn't make the call out after he set up a date and everything. So, yeah, I guess I won round one since, you know, he kind of flaked out on that. He said he had to work, but it may be something involving him getting pulled over. Yeah, I think he got pulled over, and I think his daddy said, nah, you just got your license. You ain't going to be racing anybody. I don't know. So, I have accepted the call out. And if it ever happens, you will see it. But at this rate, I don't know if it's going to happen. It's supposed to rain this weekend, so I don't think it's going to happen this weekend. So we shall see. But Balockae GT, Blake. I've met up with Blake in a previous video, so y'all can check that out. He's a pretty cool dude. But like I said, you flaked on round one, so I won round one by default. I'll take it any way I can at this point. You can see the bags under my eyes. I've been pretty like down, like sick feeling. I feel like I'm getting over it, then I feel like I'm getting it. I feel like I'm getting over it. I feel like I'm getting it. The wife had bronchitis. My daughter had strep throat. Well, tested negative for COVID, but it's still one of them things that I hadn't been getting good sleep and stuff, so decided to finally get a video out. So colonies are great. Just another mod to add to the table for the race. I don't know how much they're going to help for a straight line. I am, like I said, pretty exhausted. So we're going to see how everything goes, and yeah, that's about it.